Christmas and happy holidays from all of us here at Your View. I'm Kaniqua, and this is Locally Louisiana, and we are glad to have you here with us. Now, coming up on today's show, we've got details on a hilarious Harry Potter parody that's headed to JP. We'll meet the minds behind New Orleans' Premier Multicultural Magazine, and we'll introduce you to the furry friends who are looking for a home this holiday season. Our first guest today is Second Harvest Food Bank. There's never a bad time to help those in need, and we think the holiday season is a great opportunity for you to donate. Your time, your talent, your treasure, it doesn't matter. Joining us today from Second Harvest is Natalie Giroux. Natalie, thank you so much for joining us today.
Oh, thank you for inviting me. It's great to be here.
Oh, of course. So tell me a little bit about how many people Second Harvest is able to help on a regular basis.
Yeah, you know, unfortunately, 1 out of every 6 Louisianans are at risk for hunger, 1 out of 4 children. And our service area, which is 23 parishes from the Mississippi to the Texas border, that's almost 400,000 people. And we're able to reach about 300,000 every year through our organizations, our programs, and our partners. We have so many wonderful partners, churches, community-based organizations, hospitals, schools, you name it. We work with so many people that help us with our mission.
That is incredible. Man, that's a lot of people. Do you solely focus on like the New Orleans metro area, or do you branch out to Baton Rouge, Lafayette, places like that?
So we're Mississippi to Texas. So everything in South Louisiana, with the exception of the 11 parishes around Baton Rouge. Okay. That's our colleague, the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank. So, and it means that we do very, very different things in different places, because the need in the bayou is different from the need in the Acadiana. You know, Lake Charles is recovering from all those hurricanes, and then the greater New Orleans area with our challenges of chronic poverty and food insecurity. In fact, here, it's 1 out of every 3 children that are food insecure.
Wow, that is heavy. That is heavy.
It is, and then we unfortunately too as a state have the highest rate of senior food insecurity in the country. 1 out of every 7 of our seniors. So we're able to provide about 40 million meals a year with the help of all these partners.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's uplifting.
Well, it's the community, right? Yeah. You said it. Time, treasure, volunteering your time. Our kitchen starts at 6 a.m. in the morning, even before that, cooking meals for our seniors at our councils on aging, moving on to children at after-school programs, summer feeding programs. We pack 20,000 boxes every month for our seniors across South Louisiana that are food insecure. So many, many ways to help. I'm most excited about the work we do with our local disadvantaged farmers. Okay. We're buying product from them, and then we're putting them onto our rolling grocery store, which we call Making Groceries, and sending that into food deserts. So communities connect with us and say, we do not have a retail store that sells fresh produce here. Can you help us? And we send in our mobile market.
That's really mind-boggling to know that there's communities that don't have fresh produce. That's
absolutely.
Wow. Now, we see you hosting multiple food drives in our community, but how many ways are people able to help you all fight against hunger?
Well, thanks for asking. We're doing more than 24 events over the holiday season, and that's everything from the food drives that you mentioned to actually working in the communities like the Lower Ninth. People's Health distributed more than 5,000 meals with us across senior centers. So many ways, and you kind of mentioned it. Time, treasure, talent. Yeah. Please, please, please volunteer. we have more than 200 volunteers every single day to help us make our work happen. So we could not be successful without them. Of course, every dollar that you give us feeds a family of 3. And, you know, food drives of any kind certainly help. So funds, time, talent, treasure, please help.
So remember, if you have any spare time, especially during these holidays, please reach out and try to help out as best you can.
Yeah, and I'd like to mention too, we have a donor right now who's matching every dollar. So I said we do every dollar feeds a family of 3. Through the month of December, every dollar will feed a family of 6 because we'll be able to match those donations. So great time to donate.
That's good. That's great. Okay, so are there any particular, you were mentioning that there are a lot of opportunities, but are there any events on the horizon that our viewers can look out for that maybe they can use those times and talents for?
Sure. So Giving Tuesday is coming up. So please, you know, look at us online. We're participating with the Bayou Classic. We're raising money and food that we're going to send back into the communities where those colleges take place or exist. Always can go on to no-hunger.org, and that gives you all the opportunities, how you can volunteer and sign up to volunteer, how you can donate to us, tells you stories of the various things that we're doing, how you can host a food drive if you'd like to do that.
Yes. Oh my God. And then you answered my last question, like how exactly are they able to reach out to you? Give us that website one more time, and then if there's a number that they can reach out to as well.
Sure. 504-734-1322 is our phone number. no-hunger.org is our website. And I'd like to say too, if you know anyone that's hungry and needs our help, please send them to our website or to our phone number too. If you go onto the website, individuals can type in their address and it will show our partner in your neighborhood and how you can quickly access food. So please reach out to us, send people to us that you know are in need, and we are hugely grateful to our community.
The culture of New Orleans is an amazing mixture of so many different countries and regions. One of the strongest influences is Latin culture. Spain, Latin America, Caribbean, it's everywhere you look. And Louisiana has its own magazine dedicated to the culture and topics of New Orleans' Latino population. VIVA NOLA is available in digital and in print. And today, we welcome the magazine's director, Anna Maria Beck, to Locally Louisiana, y'all. Anna Maria, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. I love that introduction. It sounds great.
Well, thank you so much. I try but it's amazing what you do. I love the fact that there is a dedicated magazine in the city that's dedicated to Latin culture. It's amazing, because then that way I can learn a little bit more, right?
Absolutely. A lot of people use it to compare English and Spanish and to test their knowledge of the Spanish language.
Yes, and mine is very poquito, so I have to try really hard. Now, what are the origins of VIVA NOLA?
So it's a project that was born from the need to have representation in the mass media. We had local newspapers and they stay within the immigrant community, but there was really nothing out there that talked about the Latino community to everyone outside the Latino community. So it's a way to connect our communities, and not only do we tell Americans or people from here what the Latino culture is about, but also we tell our Latinos here about what New Orleans offers and how can they be part of New Orleans. We don't want to segregate or to let them be in their own world. We want them to join the beautiful, vibrant culture of New Orleans. So that was the idea behind VIVA NOLA.
Yeah, because the Latin culture is super big when it comes to like food and music. Yeah. It's incredible. I don't understand how people don't know how big the Latin culture is here, because it's insane, and I love it. Now, tell me a little bit. So the Latin culture, of course, is huge as far as the city's history, right? But the Latin population is such a huge part of the present community. So what kind of a response are you getting from your magazine and having it out?
So people are enjoying and they're feeling the representation. Yes. And for me, that was very important for them to feel that there was a media outlet out there that represented everything from the community, because sometimes in the mass media we only get the bad stuff.
It's true.
And there are so many people here making such a big difference in the community, in the greater New Orleans community, and we're giving them the light they deserve. So people really enjoy seeing the magazine out there, looking at it because it's a glossy format, so it's pretty.
Yes.
They feel it's very professional and they feel represented. So for me, that's very honoring. I feel very proud of that.
I love that. You should, because it's an incredible achievement to stand up for the community and represent them, especially in the way that you're doing it. It's phenomenal. So if you don't know, it's phenomenal.
Thank
so
you.
what types of topics can the readers expect from each issue?
So we have a variety. We don't always have the same things on it, but usually we have food, of course. We have music. We cover the arts from those Latinos that are in the arts community. We cover some news, some like current affairs that are happening, and technology, entertainment, and obviously we focus a lot on the Latino culture and inspiring stories of those individuals who are making a big impact.
Yeah, I love the fact that you are not only making it solely about the Latin community, because that's really important, but also giving a blend so that you get both angles while getting a predominant Latin community. I love that. I love that. So any special events on the horizon for Viva NOLA, maybe in 2025?
Yes, we have been doing these Latin skate nights that have been successful. We wanted to provide like a space for families to enjoy doing something healthy with Latin music. So we're gonna do some more of those. And we're gonna launch our Impacto Awards in 2025. That's still in the works. So we wanna gather the community and find those people who are making a difference in different fields. So that's coming up for 2025 as well. And we usually have a nice celebration for our Hispanic Heritage issue, so that we're gonna keep doing that as well.
Oh my good, that's incredible. Oh, I cannot wait. I cannot wait. So where can people find copies of Viva NOLA? Because I know everybody wants to know, where are they able to get this?
So we distribute them in the greater New Orleans area, in the East and the West Bank, in restaurants, coffee shops, grocery stores, private businesses. So it's sprinkled all throughout the city. We're back in the Northshore now as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I love that. I love that. Now it's also digital. How are they able to get it digitally in case they're not in the area where it's readily available?
Yes, we have many digital readers, and the easiest way is to visit our website, vivanolamag.com. So you go on the website, you see it right there on the right-hand corner, and you can browse through the magazine from your computer or from your phones.
Oh, I'm actually gonna browse through it today. Viva NOLA, please go and check it out in your area and online. Thank you so much, Ana Maria, for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
The holiday season might be the most popular time of the year for pet adoptions. Surprising a loved one with a furry friend? Hey, we think that is a great idea. But there are a few things that you should know before you adopt.
Here at Northshore Humane Society, we absolutely support people getting animals as pets during the holiday season. But with that, you need to be very responsible and take into account the lifestyle of and the commitment involved with taking on an animal in your home. Even if it is a gift, you need to really think about those things. These are living creatures and they are a huge commitment. So with that, think about your lifestyle. Are you active? Are you usually home? Are you at work a lot? All of these things need to be taken into account. Also, pets are an investment. Even though we do keep our costs very low as we possibly can, it is still expensive to be a pet owner, so you need to consider that as well. We have a fabulous rescue staff, and we pride ourselves on the fact that we talk to people when they come in to adopt animals. We ask you all these very important questions. Do you have a fence in your yard? What are your intentions with the animal? What's going to be best for you? And with that, we have a very low return rate. It's important to ask yourself these questions and for us to ask you these questions prior to adoption. But overall, we are very supportive of people giving pets. Believe me, our shelter animals are so deserving and just want their forever home. So if it's as a gift, that's wonderful, as long as you realize and appreciate the commitment that goes along with that. Every year around Christmas time, we have an event called Home for the Holidays. We also do it for Thanksgiving, and it's always just hugely successful. What we would encourage people to do is consider opening your home to a shelter pet. You can come by the shelter on the December 20th or 21st, meet with our rescue staff, and take home one of our amazing cats or dogs for the holiday. We give you all the food. We supply you with everything you need, so there's no expense to you. And then after the holidays, after they've spent a wonderful, warm Christmas with you, you may return them unless you fell madly in love with them, which we hope you do. But you may return them on the 26th or 27th. This is a great opportunity to get the shelter pets out, allow them to be in the warmth of a family and a home. A lot of our volunteers who are here daily walking the animals are traveling or spending time with their family. So our animals really don't get to get out like they're used to. So it means a lot to us if you would open your home to them. Also, it allows our staff, our animal care, to spend time with their families. It's a huge relief to them to know that the animals are safe with families and not in the kennels. Their hearts are in this job, so when they're here, they're here. So it's a huge advantage for us. So we ask you if you can please open your home to one or two animals. Come here December 20th through 21st. We will place you with the perfect animal. And you can go on our website, northshorehumane.org, and look at our list of adoptable animals and dogs. And that way you have an idea before you get here, maybe what good fit would be or who you're kind of looking for.
If you love Harry Potter and you love humor, allow us to introduce you to Potted Potter, the Unauthorized Harry Experience, a parody by Dan and Jeff.
Once upon a time, there was a boy called Harry Potter.
Hi, I'm Harry Potter.
He was 11.
Hi, I'm Harry Potter!
It's the show for muggles, witches, and wizards of all ages, and it's headed to Jefferson Parish. Today, we are proud to welcome Daniel Clarkson and Jefferson Turner, the show's co-creators, to Locally Louisiana. Welcome, guys.
Hey, how you doing? Good morning.
So excited that you joined us today.
And you look fabulous.
All right, I'm so excited to learn about this story. What is the story? How did you come up with this idea?
So what it is Potted Potter. Myself and Jeff attempt to tell all 7 Harry Potter books in 70 minutes, with Jeff playing Harry Potter, and I play all 360 other characters. So that's everyone from He Who Shall Not Be Named, to Ron Weasley, to a fire-breathing dragon, to Hermione Granger. And at 6'5", my Hermione Granger is very impressive.
That is exciting. How are you going? Okay, this is the real question. How are you able to knock 7 books into 70 minutes and then you be able to play every character? That is insane.
Well, it's quite easy for me because, as Dan says, I just play Harry. I stand in the middle while Dan runs around losing weight in front of my eyes, sweating buckets. But we focus very much on the Harry and Voldemort relationship, and that's the through line all the way through the show. And then any other character that makes us laugh, anyone that we can put on a silly wig for, a silly voice, they're in. Anyone that we can't do an impression of, they're out.
Yeah, we try and do as much as we can. I mean, I think the first script was 7 books in 7 days. So we had to shorten that down a bit. But I think we get all the highlights, all the characters you love. We'll make sure we do them.
And we have an actual full-on game of Quidditch in the theatre. We're the only place in the world has a full interactive game of Quidditch in the theatre. And most people survive it, don't
Yeah,
they?
they do survive it. Yeah.
My mind is blown. Now, for those who aren't necessarily Harry Potter fans, do you need to be a fan and know all of the books to be able to appreciate the show?
Not at all, because we're very much a parody, and we're a loving parody, so it's a loving homage of the series. And if you haven't read any of the books, one, go out and read the books. But if you don't have time, this can teach you about the world of Harry Potter. We actually had a dad who came to see the show recently with his daughters and thanked us because he now knew snitch wasn't a curse word. So it's a learning experience for everyone.
It's awesome. I remember saying that word a couple of times around my parents, and they're like, "What you said, girl?" So that's really cool. Now, what is your favorite part of the show? Each one of you, which one?
My favourite part is we have a big fight in book 4 in Goblet of Fire between Harry and Voldemort, and we have it as a magic off where they both demonstrate their powers, and it's basically a very good display of mine and Dan's magical prowess on stage. Dan being the evil He Who Shall Not Be Named, and me being the boy who lived, and it's quite the battle, isn't it?
Yeah, and I also have to say from Goblet of Fire, we do the Triwizard Cup, so we do have the fire-breathing Norwegian horntail on stage, and this puts Game of Thrones to shame. I mean, we have spared no expense. You just wait what's coming.
And if you believe that.
I do believe it. Now, you did say that a father brought his daughters to the show. Now, the show is appropriate for fans of all ages?
Yeah, it was really important to us when we first wrote it that it was not only appropriate for kids, but that it was accessible for adults as well.
Just like the books.
Exactly, just like the books. Because Dan and I, when we were kids, we were very lucky that we were taken to the theatre or the cinema by our parents. And the funniest bits were the bits that our dads laughed at or our mums laughed at, because if they find it funny, you find it funny. And so we try very hard to pitch the jokes so that everyone can enjoy them. And there's nothing more fun than seeing a 9-year-old girl and her dad both laughing at the same joke.
And there are some things that will go over the kids' heads, but then there's some things that will go over the adults' heads. I do remember one child having to explain to her grandmother what a Bieber was, as we mentioned Justin Bieber. But now she knows.
I'll say that's from a long time ago.
That
shows our age.
Yeah.
That was when he was first popular.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So how far around the world have you actually taken this tour?
We've been pretty much all the corners, haven't we? We've actually
lucky.
just got back from Alaska, so that's pretty far north. And last year we were down in Australia. You've done New Zealand, haven't you? I didn't make that see all the way down to New Zealand and lots of places in between as well.
Really, we're two best friends messing around, and we're hoping immigration doesn't realise and kick us out. So we are having such a wonderful time.
That's why we stay on the move.
Yeah.
Just don't stay in the same place too long and they don't catch up with you.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I love y'all. I love y'all so much. I don't even know what to do. Oh my goodness. Well, now I have to wrap things up. This is crazy. Potted Potter is coming to the Jefferson Performing Arts Center from December 26th through January 5th. For tickets, you have to head to jpas.org. Oh my God, guys. I love y'all, okay? Like, we are now connected in this world.
We're excited.
Yeah, and thank you so much for naming your venue after me. As a Jefferson, we don't have many Jeffersons in the UK, so I'm loving it. I love the welcome.
Well, I planned this beforehand. I went to the officials. I had a couple things rearranged. You know, it's what I do.
It's the famous Louisiana welcome, isn't it?
Well, thank y'all so much for joining us. It was a pleasure, and I cannot wait to see the show.
Thank you
Lovely.
so much.
Thank
It
you
was
so
lovely
much.
chatting with you.
That's all for today's show. We've got to shut down this studio before Santa comes to drop off our presents. And as we head into the new year, our TV crew would like to wish you and your family a Merry Christmas and Happy Holiday Season. Remember, you can catch all of the shows this season of Locally Louisiana right here on the YearView. That's watch.yearview.com. We'll see you next year. Bye.